PNC News First is presented by the Bank of Guam, the People's Bank. Pizza Hut, we're taking pizza to where it's never been before. Taco Bell, the only place where you live Moss. Colgate, the #1 brand recommended by dentists. And IT&D.
PNC News First, broadcasting live in high definition from Tumon, Guam, on KEQI and KTGM, and on KPPI on Saipan. Here is your PNC News team.
Half a day, you're watching PNC News First. We are live from the Broadcast Center in Acanta. I'm Jolene Toves. Thanks for tuning in. Topping our newscast tonight, it's the second riot at a local high school in less than a week, this time at the home of the Titans. And according to GDOE spokeswoman, alcohol played a role in the riot. Here's more.
7 students were injured and 5 male individuals were taken into custody as a result of the riot at Teton High School this morning. GDOE spokeswoman Isa Baza says students with minor injuries were seen by the school nurse. 3 students were transported to the hospital, 2 via ambulance. PNC arrived on scene at around 12:20 p.m. and witnessed GDOE school resource officers, GFD personnel, a Department of Agriculture conservation officer, and GPD officers on site. GPD spokesman Sergeant Paul Tapau was also on site to provide additional details.
Shortly before 11 o'clock this morning, police dispatch received information from school officials from Teton High School of a full-scale riot ongoing in the school campus. Officers from the Higanyan Precinct Command, to include the Tumuning Precinct Command, Southern, and the Northern Precinct Command, conjoined and provided assistance relative to this riot.
He says juvenile investigators have been activated to assume the case. Word of the riot came as students were just about to be released early from school at 12:45 this afternoon. Baza says the riot prompted the initiation of a shelter-in-place procedure at around 11:45 this morning, which meant that no one could enter or leave the campus. She adds that, quote, alcohol appears to have played a role in the 2 recent riots at GDOE high schools. There will be no tolerance for students found to be in the possession of alcohol or intoxicated on school campuses. Any students found to be in violation of these rules will be disciplined accordingly, end quote. Meanwhile, a video sent to PNC depicts what appears to be a male minor in handcuffs with a bandage around his head and wearing a face mask. In another video, a police officer appears to be trying to calm an individual detained in the back seat of a police cruiser. The individual can be heard swearing as the officer seems to tell the individual that he is going to jail.
Now, the Guam Police Department will work closely with Teton administration to include DOE's superintendent and the administration level to address this issue. And we strongly ask the parents to please talk to your kids about what had happened today and what we can do collectively as a community to prevent this from happening, not just here, but throughout our island.
This is not the first riot that has broken out in a local high school. Just last week, authorities and emergency personnel responded to John F. Kennedy High School in Tumuning. According to Tapau, as a result of that incident, at least 2 students were arrested, one of which was classified as an adult. He adds that for both these cases, videos circulating social media will be used as evidence in the investigation.
In other news, a burglary at a local locksmith company has gained the attention of the FBI, who is now investigating the incident. Let's take a look.
The burglary occurred on Sunday, September 15th at around 6:45 in the morning at Lucky Locksmith in Barragata. Lucky Locksmith had just moved into the building about a month ago and did not have a chance to install surveillance cameras prior to the burglary. However, that doesn't mean the culprits weren't caught on video. Surveillance footage from adjacent business shows what appears to be a beige or silver Toyota Highlander pulling into the establishment's parking lot and parking parking while the occupants of the vehicle apparently scope out the shop. After several minutes of sitting in the parking lot, the vehicle reverses and repositions itself right outside the locksmith store. The footage appears to indicate that there are at least two culprits. While the driver of the vehicle cannot be seen as the vehicle's tint is too dark to view into the vehicle, a man dressed in a blue shirt and black shorts gets out of the passenger side of the car and immediately makes his way to the business's door. As you can see, the individual crouched in the far left-hand corner of the surveillance footage quickly breaks his way into the shop. According to Lucky Locksmith owner Edward Conception, the individual seems to know what he is doing as he gained entry by prying the shutter doors open and then popping the lock on the entrance door. In a matter of minutes, the individual is again seen exiting the store with a television and other items before jumping into the back seat and making their getaway. Conception says that several items were taken, including a mini Auto Pro Pad programmer, DeWalt case of various auto responders, chargers and batteries, locksmith semi-auto pick gun tool, VVDI X-Horse mini programmer, as well as an automobile kit which can unlock any vehicle. Conception says the FBI has taken on the case as the items stolen not only allow the culprits to gain entry to vehicles, but also residences. Conception warns the community to be vigilant as he foresees an increase in home burglaries and car thefts as a result. If you recognize the individual depicted in the surveillance footage, please contact GPD Crime Stoppers at 477-4357 or contact the FBI.
In other news, knowledge is power, and making information easily available to the community on the military buildup is the goal of Oversight Chair Speaker Tina Munoz-Barnes, who has launched a one-stop kiosk for the community at her legislative office. Speaker Barnes' vision to create a central repository for all documents related to the Guam buildup is now a reality, as it is not only available on the legislature's website, but also at her office. There is a plethora of information available on the Guam buildup, but as the speaker quickly learned, navigating the information on the vast plains of the World Wide Web may take some effort. Speaker Barnes says that her goal is to make it easier for the community to access such information.
What I wanted to do was to bring everything into one house for our community residents to look at. There are a lot of our residents out there who still don't have access to full internet, and this was one way of showing that this office is open by building this kiosk.
As anyone wanting to learn information about the latest military processes and the programmatic agreements can visit her office, where a kiosk is dedicated to ensure the community has easy access to build up information dating back to 2011.
As you know, there are two recent documents regarding the programmatic agreement memos. One is on the Anderson Air Force P103 for the new well fields for water, and the other one is a J755 covering the urban combat training area at Anderson South. I want you to know that that programmatic agreement for comments is online with our office, working closely with Joint Region. We got all the information there, but the deadline is on October 9th.
With the deadline for the comment period for the proposed actions coming to a close next month, she says the community can use the kiosk to read the PA memos and upload their concerns and comments. According to the speaker, this deadline is important, quote, especially when a project could potentially impact our water, end quote. She says she looks forward to seeing the community voice their concerns. If you have access to the internet, you can find the documents under the Directories tab on the Guam Legislature website and click on the Guam Buildup link on the drop-down menu. Speaker Barnes says that their goal is to have all other pertinent information uploaded by the end of the month. In other news, the 2020 Census of Guam is recruiting teachers as ambassadors for its Statistics in Schools, or SIS, program. The program is carried out locally in partnership with the Bureau of Statistics and Plans and the 2020 Census of Guam. It uses U.S. Census Bureau statistics to educate pre-K through 12th grade students about the importance of completing accurate census count. The SIS program will equip interested teachers with free and engaging activities to use in their classrooms. As ambassadors, teachers will also be promoting SIS events on social media platforms, network with other ambassadors, and receive exclusive 2020 census promotional items. The deadline to apply is September 30th. You can go to our website at pncguam.com to grab the link and email to become an SIS ambassador. Well, don't go away. Coming up next on News First, teachers are being sought to become ambassadors, as we spoke earlier, but we also are going to take a look at the dengue fever and the latest on this outbreak.